Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, donations in all generous forms, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring the bell, let's clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the message the Spirit has for us. Hey, Behaving Goals, how are you? Somebody, they want to apologize to you. Hey, the soul archetype. Because you know what? They allowed themselves, they was listening to somebody else who clearly did not know, and they allowed themselves to believe the absolute worst about you. When they started listening to you and looking at you and really being open to you, they see that you were committed to the Most High, not the streets. Hey, K Hypsee. Bottom of the deck. You was committed to the Most High, not those streets. You're a truth speaker. You're balanced. You're an earth angel. Someone is understanding this now about you. They believe the worst that somebody has said about you, like you was just, I don't know why I'm hearing that song, Lady Marmalade, Lady Marmalade. Kitty, yeah. Ooka chaka laka, yeah. That song. Y'all know I don't know the words, but I'm hearing that. They believe that you was just somebody that was fast in the streets, was trying to talk people out their draws while they was walking in them. Hey, high priestess. That there was nothing, nothing about you that anybody wanted, that you was just depleted on the inside. You was broke, busted, disgusted. Hey, Christy, how are you? They believe the worst thing about you. That all you wanted was to trick somebody. You was looking for a player to be, to be their playette or whatever. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Addie. Hey, Aya. But then somebody decided that they needed to get a little bit closer. Like they decided that they wanted to really see more about you, like, because this is not how they had envisioned you, especially from what they remember of you from the past. And so they decided that they needed to take a closer look. They really needed to check some shit out, like they couldn't believe it. Then they found out and figured out the truth because they started listening to you. And what they was listening to was truth. Was like you talking about your connection with God. You talking about how you have to be honorable, how you have to be respectful, how you have to respect everyone, no matter what walk of life they were in. Hey, the blue star. That's when they realized somebody had tried to assassinate your character. But like I said, they needed to get a closer view, because it's almost like they could hear somebody, like people, it's like people were working together, or somebody was just going off of what somebody else had said, and somebody was going off of what somebody else had said. So it was that gossip that started off as a snowflake. Next thing you know, it's a whole avalanche, and none of it is true. Hey, LP. Hey, J Mike, how are you? Now somebody wants to defend you. They want to defend your honor. Not only do they want to defend your honor, they want to give you an apology, a heartfelt apology. Hey, Imana. Because they it's like they want to give you credit for being that star, that healer, that person that people can look up to. They want to give you that credit. Hey, Nurse Oasis. Hey, Kitsune Warrior. Because when somebody was sitting here and they were confused, when they was believing the worst about you, trying to figure out how did you even get like that, it really broke their heart. It broke their heart because, like I said, they was listening to what somebody else had said. Did somebody send a message and then somebody else said something and somebody else said something and somebody else said something, and it just snowballed out of control. But when they did their own investigation, their own research, they found out that somebody was lying on you. Hey, Revelation of Gods. It's like this person, it made them happy. It actually made them feel relieved. It made their heart feel good to know that wasn't you. Like that never was you. Like it made them feel good to know that somebody had just made up that bullshit lie about you. This is somebody who had turned around and walked in the other direction and didn't even say anything to you. And you was just kind of like, well, damn, that's kind of weird. But now you're understanding, or maybe you don't understand, but they're understanding that they thought that you was around either slinging all that dick in the street or taking all the dick in the street. And this is somebody that was concerned about this because this is somebody who liked you. At least they wanted to respect you. But now it is the person that had said that. It's like they don't respect that person. The person who had started that, who had spread that, who had perpetuated that lie, they don't respect that person because they see that person don't know the truth about you, or don't want to learn the truth about you, or don't care to know the truth about you. That person is just fine and dandy going out there saying all this bullshit about you that ain't true because somebody don't want you to look like you are an honorable person, like you are, and they're realizing that the person who said that, that's them. That's them. There's the Lady Marmalade, kitchi kitchi, ya, walking the street. You are a person of substance. You're worth something. Because it didn't make sense what somebody was saying. And this person is like, they wanted to ask you, but they didn't want to ask you. How do you go up and ask somebody, hey, are you a hoe? You sell yourself? It's not that. There's no way to ask that question unless you're looking for that type of action. Now they're realizing that somebody who said this, it was just gossip and there was no truthful in it. They see that little fish in the cup. They noticed something was fishy. Hey, LP. But see, it's almost like somebody, for whatever reason, wanted them to believe that you was that type of person. And it's like I said, it's because this person was, whoever said it was that type of a person. Whoever started it was exactly that type of a person. They used to sell their body on the street. And they felt like if they said it enough about you, that's how you would start working, and that's what you would start doing to earn money. And that's not it. See, this emperor, they were sitting there, thinking about all their money and everything. And that's why they kind of distanced themselves, because they said, oh, no. They ain't trying to get all my money. Oh, hell to the no. I worked too hard for this. I'm not, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife and all that other bullshit. Well, that's good to know, because you was never dealing with a hoe. You was always dealing with that housewife material. Somebody had to find out that you were actually connected to the Most High, not the fucking streets. And like I said, whoever said that this is somebody who made up this whole lie, and that person is caught. Everybody's looking at that person like, oh damn, they see that they have an eye opening, an eye awakening experience now, to understand that is that person, not you. See, somebody is feeling like they're able to, put that, get that thought out of their head because it was not the truth. Now it's like they, and they sitting back. They're kind of like they keeping this to themselves. They keeping that secret, and it's not like they're keeping it in a malicious way. It's just that they don't want to sit there and say that, because that they don't want to start no shit. They know that the person who started it got themselves in a position, but they don't want to, continue to so and so said that you was a hoe, don't you? They don't want to do that. They don't want to start that type of shit. Hey, Ashina. They just want to let it ride. And see, this person was looking at you, and they see that, you're strong, you're courageous, you're honorable, you're loyal, you keep to yourself, you don't bother anybody. Hey, Latasha, like I said, you know your worth. You are a lady in the streets. Regardless of what you do behind closed doors, you are a lady in the streets, and you carry yourself even behind closed doors like you are a lady in the streets. You don't sit here and just be like, who's next? Number 19? No, okay. He ain't in the room. Okay. Number 20. I'm only calling numbers once. You are somebody who deserves a partner, a respectful partner. Somebody is looking at you like they want to wife you up or husband you. Somebody's been watching you for a while. And not only have they been watching you for a while, they've been watching you have to defend yourself against these naysayers, these gossipers, this coven, these people that have been spreading this bullshit about you. They've been watching you for a while. Watching you take care of yourself. Watching you keep your spirits up. Watching you just be thankful to God. And they ain't seen no hoish activity yet. To this person, you are at the top of the wheel. And anybody else who had anything negative to say about you is at the bottom. Somebody is waiting for somebody else who happen to have something to say about you to come in and say something else. Because I feel like they're going to just call them out. Call them out on their lies. Call them out on trying to start chaos. Call them out on trying to, burden somebody with some bullshit. Somebody's about to be called the fuck out, because like I said, you practice stepping towards the Most High. You have a lot of faith. You look towards the sky. You thank God every day. You are free. You are happy. You're not sitting here trying to, you don't sit there and try and be like, well, let me see who I can get next. Okay, this is Friday. Let me see who I can get on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're gonna have somebody every different night because I'm gonna get that money. That's not you. Ain't never been you. Somebody's trying to figure out why somebody would even say this about you. But you know what? Best to believe they have called judgment on this person. They have called judgment on this person. And they so sad that they even thought to believe that shit about you, because when they really looked at you, they saw that you was independent. You stayed to yourself. You're not sitting there trying to ask nobody for money, because God is blessing you with whatever it is that you need. You ain't going out in the streets trying to get it. You asking God. Hey, AJ, how are you? That's all you're doing. And this is why this person is thinking about investing in you. Like I said, you are wifey material. That's who they want to invest their time and energy in. Not only are you wifey material, this person sees you as an empress. Somebody's very kind, caring, loving. Somebody that has compassion, empathy for others. Somebody that has risen and they deserve that role as the empress. Not somebody who's just out in the streets. But for whatever, somebody didn't want this person to see you like that. They wanted that person to see you as someone that's like trying to nickel and dime it, trying to get from this person, that person, that person, that person. But really, you are somebody that deserves the absolute best. They feel like you deserve a mansion. You deserve all the love that you could take and handle. You deserve all the wonderful things in life. That other person who came to them with that bullshit, like I said, they're looking at this person totally differently now. This person ain't nothing but a heathen, a shit disturber, a liar, a thief, someone who is a hidden enemy. And they can't figure out why. Why would they say this? Why would they try and martyr, give you such a bad rap? Why would they try and make it seem like you were just such a bad person when it's clear and apparent that what you have given to this person? You have done a lot. You've gone above. You've gone beyond. You sacrificed for this same person that was sitting there spreading that bullshit about you. You've done so much. You've given to this person beyond measure. And this person hasn't given you anything back. What's the message, Spirit? That's what's upsetting. That is what is upsetting to this person. You are a star. You are a warrior. You are victorious. You are a winner. You are somebody that somebody will be proud to have on their arm. And like I said, somebody, they want to defend your honor. Oh, thank you so very much, K Hyphy. Thank you. I really do appreciate you so very much. But it's like, and like I said, you've given so much to this person who lied on you. And what did they do? They basically turned their back on you and lied about you. That doesn't make any sense. But like I said, this person has made a judgment call about this liar. And they're trying to sit here and trying to figure out why they would even say this. It could have been your child. Why they would even say this about you, where they would even get that information from to say it about you. See, they used to put this person, in high regard and everything. But ever since this happened, they don't know what to think about this person. They don't know what to think. But they know that somebody has lied to them. Somebody has definitely lied, and they've definitely made this judgment call. They're going to call somebody out. They're going to call somebody out for trying to character assassinate you. They're going to tell this person, that's why you walked away. And they didn't, and you didn't even say why you was walking away. You didn't do any of that. You didn't say, well, I can't stand that, blah, 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 and sister, blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. You didn't do none of that. You just quietly went on your way. And that's when someone thought that, they had the power now. They was going to run game now. They was going to make it so that this person never looked at you. Hey, David, how are you? Never wanted to talk to you. Never wanted to have a conversation with you. And if they happen to see you out in the streets, that they would want to hide their face and go the other way. They are so sorry that they allowed themselves to get sucked up into that belief. Now they have the understanding of what it was that you did not do and who you truly are. Because you were not how this person painted you. It was a shock. This person is shocked. Confirmation, shocked. Like I said, they know that you are somebody that they would definitely want to invest in because you got your head on straight. I feel like they kind of want to travel to this other person. They want to travel to somebody who was sitting there spreading this lie, this rumor, this warlock. They want to travel to them, and they want to ask them, what did they think that they was going to accomplish by saying all this? What did they think that they was actually going to do? And I feel like they want to call this person out for lying, for not telling the truth. This person is going to feel so stupid and so stuck when that come out. This person is going to feel like a coward. Yeah, like they couldn't even, a coward, like they was afraid to tell the truth, like they was afraid. Like they was holding the truth in. Instead of being honest and honorable, having some integrity about them. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah. See, somebody tried to assassinate your character, but all they did was make themselves look bad. Especially since they should have known somebody was going to investigate. They should have known somebody was going to look closer at this situation because it was confusing, and they didn't understand. It didn't make sense. Like they wanted to know, okay, well, if this is somebody that's out in the streets like that and they trying to do all that, they wanted to know how it even happened, why it even happened. And they wanted to give this person the benefit of the doubt. What's the message, Spirit? But it's hard now that they know the truth. And once they know the truth, it's going to be hard to believe anything else that this liar says. And see, this liar now is stuck in a position they can't sleep, they can't eat, because they know they're being seen as the shit disturber, as the one who was perpetuating this lie. Hey, Marcia. You know, because it's like this. Here you are, a healer, someone that's gentle, someone that's, you know, you speak positive about. You were speaking positive about this person who was speaking negative about you, and that's what they didn't understand. If you was this bad person, why was you speaking so positive about somebody, but somebody only had some negative shit to say about you? They're like, this don't make sense. That's why they had to look at shit closer. And when they really started looking at stuff, really started understanding what was going on, their heart was broken, because they knew it was just a bunch of rumors, a bunch of lies. None of it was true. And that somebody was just purposely doing that, purposely saying that, so that you wouldn't receive any love, so that you would feel left out. You would feel lonely. Like you would feel like there's nobody in your corner. This is why this person sees that you are by yourself, while you're independent. And somebody just wanted to bring you chaos. They wanted to bring you damnation to your door. This person, they don't want your heart to hurt any longer. They don't want you to hurt at all. They want you to feel loved. That's what they feel. You deserve to feel love. And that's why they want to come and they want to love on you. They want to tell you positive things about you. They want to tell you whatever it is that makes you feel good about yourself, because this is what you deserve. So they're going to let you know about what somebody was doing, working on behind your back, and why. They're going to let you know about that. But you deserve the best. This person feels like you deserve a happy home, a happy relationship, a solid relationship, that you deserve to be spoiled. And this other person who was starting all that shit, they're the ones who deserve to be left out in the cold for a while, so that they can understand how that feels. They want to take justice into their own hands, because they've been sitting here watching you for a while. They've been listening to you for a while. Hey, Malcolm. And there's nothing that's come out of your mouth. There's no actions that you've been exhibiting to make it seem like you was just this sneaky freak in the streets. Even whenever somebody asks this person, well, why is, Collector, why are they by themselves? Why aren't you this? Why is Collective over there and you're over here? And why is it so that everybody's against the Collective? And they understand that they lied about that. They lied about that. See, they forgot to put in the part where they were sitting here. They was part of a coven. They forgot that part. They forgot the part where they was to say that, this couple, this witch and warlock couple, could have been your family, didn't want to see you happy. They forgot to add that part. That little shit. They forgot to add that important shit. That's why somebody wants to travel towards you. They got plans. They have plans for you. Or maybe they want you to move. They want you to relocate, to be closer to them, so that you can get away from this demonic energy. So you can get completely away from this. Because they know that this has got to be very stressful. They believe in you. They believe that you are connected to the Most High. They believe that you are God-fearing. They believe that you are very spiritual. They believe that you are an earth angel because they believe that you have told the truth. There was nothing for you to hide. And that's why you walked away and never even said why. It could have been something so simple as, well, okay, like I said, if it was, let's just say it was, your child or whatever, and you said your child was trying to say something or whatever, you just told somebody, okay, well, you know what, all right, well, Junior, or so and so, they not saying nothing to me anymore, but it's okay, I'm all right. But okay, but hey, if something happens, you let me know. I still love them. You just let me know. You wasn't gonna go into the, I can't believe that little dirty motherfucker, da 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 da, because that wasn't you. Hey, Shaylin. Hey, Sheena. That wasn't you. Hey, Yolanda. That's why they realize, why you, the way that you exited, why you exited in that way. There was no need. You was gonna be fine. You felt like, well, I'm so used to this. There's no need for me to even go there. I know that God's gonna protect me. You was fine walking away looking for that ninth cup. You felt like you was gonna always have whatever it was that you needed. You was fine doing that. And like I said, you didn't feel the need to have to say anything negative about anybody. You just didn't say anything. You just left. You wasn't going to sit here and talk about how somebody did you wrong or trying that. No, what they said about me is not even the right. You wasn't going to do all that. Hey, Sonny. What's the message? Hey, Tarot God. How are you? Tarot God 11. How are you? Yep. Somebody once they feel like they realize when somebody was pulling their leg and they want to come offer you a sincere apology. They want to give you a cup of love. They really do. Because you know what? And not only do they want to do that, but it's like this person wants to give to you because they see that you just was fine stepping out on faith, doing you, going in your own direction. Whereas somebody else felt like they had to gang up with some people to bully you and try and cause all this chaos. But somebody, they peeped that game too. They peeped that as well. How this person was sitting here causing this chaos. They peeped that game, what this King of Cups was trying to say on the slide. And it's like the more they was sitting there looking, and it looked like that person was happy that you was left out in the cold. And it's like and then whenever they would try and talk about you, that person didn't want to have nothing to say about you. They didn't want to say nothing. They was just trying to make excuses. They was like, well, no, and everything. It seemed like the story kept changing and changing and changing until it all exploded. And now that same King of Cups knows that they've been found out. That they was the one who was doing you wrong. Somebody finally figured out who was lying and who was telling the truth. And they're shocked beyond belief. Yeah, somebody was, somebody was like, I feel like this person is kind of holding back now. They're kind of holding back from this person that they found out was lying. Because like I said, they're waiting for that person to say one more thing about you. They don't want to sit there and bring the subject up, but they want that person to say one more thing about you, and they're going to let them have it. I'm telling you, somebody they want to take justice into their own hands with this child. They want to let them have it. They want them to know whatever you was trying to work on, that shit ain't going to work. That shit ain't flying at all. Especially if you were sitting there trying to say this bad shit about your mama. The fuck is wrong with you? Sitting here casting spells and shit like that to have somebody looking some kind of crazy ass way. What the fuck is wrong with you? They want to let them have it. And see, somebody didn't think that some information was coming in, but when that information came in, baby, let me tell you, it was a whole new ball game. Now somebody's sitting here, this person wonder why they even said that shit, why they even did that shit, how come they just couldn't leave it alone, why did they do this, why did they do that? Because see, this liar never thought that they was going to get caught. The liar never thought that all that shit was going to come right back around on their ass. See, somebody said they were sitting here repeating some shit that somebody else had said about you. Could have been an aunt, could have been a grandmother, could have been anybody else in the family. Somebody else was that Lady Marmalade. Kitty, yeah. Kitty, yeah. That's who the person that said that shit about you, that's who it was. Walking the streets, a freak in the sheets. It wasn't a collective. Somebody feels like shit, as they should, for saying that bullshit, spreading that bullshit, as they should. They don't need no mercy. They need to learn a fucking lesson. Yes. Here you are. An earth angel. A truth teller. Someone that wields the sword of truth. Someone that's balanced, someone that's loving, somebody that's has a purpose, somebody that ignores all the bullshit. You don't get involved in the gossip. You sure the fuck ain't selling your ass. This is you. And somebody gonna have the motherfucking nerve to lie about you. That's what I'm saying. They don't need no compassion. They need to learn a fucking lesson. What's the message, Spirit? Yes. You were a healer. You walk by faith. You spread love. You spread healing. You don't even pack a lot because there's not a lot for you to pack. You light as a feather. If anybody can take off and fly, it's you. You ascended. And somebody else, here they are sitting here with their arms all crossed, all smug, like they got something on you. Like you supposed to work so hard for their love when they don't even love themselves. If they love themselves, they would have never put themselves in this fucking position. They would have never joined the hate train to smear your name. Somebody sitting here trying to figure out to themselves why the fuck they even did this stupid ass shit. They don't even know. Somebody's gonna ask them, how you gonna feel when somebody lie on you? When the joke is you and the lie is about you and you're the only one that don't know it. See what I'm saying? That's stupid. I'm telling you, this emperor got something to say. This emperor see everything clearly. See all the lies, all the games, all the mischief. They're getting ready to lay it out. They're getting ready to lay somebody out with their words. They're going to ask somebody, how would you feel if it was you? People sitting here walking around lying about you, and you the only one who don't know what the lie is. How big does that make them look? This big, smaller than a fucking maggot, and dirtier than a fucking maggot. It don't make them look like they strong. It don't make them look like they tough. It make them look like they weak ass pussies. What's the message, Spirit? Anybody that believe that shit and spread that shit, that's exactly what they are. A stanky one at that. The person who started that shit, that's who that is. That was talking about themselves. They wasn't talking about the collective. What's the message? That's why the fuck you walked away. You ain't been back since. And then now this motherfucker know they stuck like Chuck. Because they got themselves there thinking that they was going to run some fucking game. Run fucking game? You ain't out on no track field, football field. You ain't running no track. You ain't kicking no fucking soccer ball. You ain't hitting no baseball. You ain't hitting no fucking volleyball or golf ball either. You trying to run game. Run game on what, motherfucker? Somebody giving you their heart and you sitting here causing chaos. Knowing that you doing it with an empress. Yeah. What's the message? And everybody that has something negative to say about the collective, it's all coming back around. It is all coming back around. Anybody that has some negative shit to say, it's all coming out too. All of it is coming out. And it's coming back around. Karma's right here waiting on everybody. She's like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm right here. I heard everything that you said, you lying ass motherfuckers. I heard it all. In fact, I wrote it all down and got it on tape. I'm ready to replay that shit. Yep. When they did their research, not only did they find that somebody lied, now somebody realized they caught up. They caught only to find out that this person feel like you was the perfect match for them. You wifey material, you husband material, but somebody thinking that they're going to put some curse on you. No. That curse went right back around. And now they realizing that old stinky, poonanny, ugly, leg spreading motherfucker, that's her. That ain't collective. That's why that cat right there is smelling fish. That ain't collective. What's the message? Oh, because they wanted somebody to treat you accordingly. Everybody ain't on demon time. Everybody ain't on demon time. Yep. Somebody's stressed out because these secrets is out. Everybody ain't on demon time, motherfucker. Some people just really appreciate the truth. Some people would rather have the truth than live by a fucking lie. Now somebody is defending your honor. They don't want you to feel like you left out in the cold. They want you to feel like you are needed, you're respected, and you're loved. Especially because they see that, you know what, you hold yourself in high regard. You are committed to the Most High, and you're very spiritual. You ain't like what somebody painted you out to be, all that confusion. For what? For what? Let's get another deck. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Bottom of the deck. Somebody got some splaining to do. Yep. They was confused. Not anymore. Because you done set them straight with the truth. Yeah. And see, everybody's thinking, everybody that worked talking about some, worked together talking about some, you was always out in the street, you had a different D every night, you was doing this and doing that. They all caught up, every last one of them, because they all falsely accused you. They was all working with the motherfucking devil. All of them. Every last one of them. They're getting theirs. All of them. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Every last one of them's getting it. Yeah, because like I said, somebody did they research, they investigated, and now they're going to help you fight this a bullshit ass lie. Because here it is, you nothing but love. That's what you represent. That's what you spread. That's who you are. You were an agent of love. You know? Like I said, somebody, they really upset with themselves. They're sitting here with the Four of Cups wondering why they was even saying that stupid shit with the Four of Swords. Wonder why they just didn't shut the fuck up. Wondering why they tried to character assassinate you. Say the worst thing about you when really in actuality, in factuality, you spread love. And you tell the truth. No matter how difficult it may be for someone to hear, you tell the truth. And like I said, this person is upset at themselves that they just didn't shut the fuck up. That they just didn't grow the fuck up. That they sitting here repeating some shit that somebody told them to repeat. Now they understand that probably wasn't the best decision. In fact, that was probably the worst decision, because now they're realizing they hurt themselves. They didn't hurt you. Somebody was watching you, somebody's watching you work. And what you do is you give to other people. You providing happiness. You providing comfort. You providing things that other people that you want to receive in your life. You making sure that everybody else feels that. But yet this person can't understand why this lying ass bitch over here couldn't make sure that you felt that. Especially if that was your child. Why couldn't they be the ones to even understand that that's what you wanted to feel too? It's not your job just to give and give and give and give and give and give and give until you have nothing left to give. But this to this child, that's all they were. That's what they was thinking. This could have been a you know how you you don't have a single child, no brothers and sisters. You was growing up in a single parent home. And instead of you sitting there appreciating what the one parent that could do for you, you sit there and have the nerve to feel like, oh, that shit is not enough. Well, that your head is stuck up in your ass. There's nothing wrong. It was nothing wrong with that parent. There's something wrong with you. You got to get your shit together. Because don't nobody owe you shit. Especially you sitting here going around bad mouthing your mama or your daddy, whoever raised you. Because your mama had options, baby. She didn't have to have you. If she had you, that was a decision that she made. If she had you, she still had options because she didn't have to keep you. She could have said, anybody want a baby? Anybody want a baby? If she kept you, that was another decision that she made. Then she didn't even have to raise you right because she could have been like, I'm going to just let the crackheads take care of you. But if she didn't do that, then that was another decision that she made. She didn't have to make sure that you did your homework. She didn't have to make sure that you ate. She didn't have to make sure that you had clothes on. She didn't have to make sure that you went to school every day. She didn't have to make sure that you did something with your life. She didn't have to make sure that you were responsible. She didn't have to make sure none of that shit. She had options too. And if you couldn't appreciate her having those options and still doing right by you, fuck you. Because them streets that you accused her of being in, that's where you live. Whoever started that lie should be ashamed of themselves. Because that shit was not right. That is nothing but the devil all day long. Because see, somebody understand this. Somebody understand that, you know what? They was raised right. They was raised right. They was blessed. And you was raised by an empress. But somebody want to act like a fool, all because they want some attention, all because they want to try and break somebody else's heart because they felt like maybe they didn't have enough growing up. Well, that's a personal problem. That's a personal problem. What's the message, Spirit? Oh, thank you for it, Keith. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is a personal fucking problem. Somebody realized now they did too much. They did too much. Attacking how they was raised, attacking their household, attacking their home, attacking their family. Somebody did way too much. They was an agent of the devil. And they need to realize that. They was that devil's right hand man. And everything that they thought they was going to get, they got it. Just not the way that they thought they was going to get it. All they did was make the devil happy. And they got caught up in some bullshit. That's it. Now somebody realizing when they look closely, they had a lot of love. They had a lot of love. And what they did is they let it slip away. Somebody's thinking about the loyalty that they did not have towards collective. They're thinking about the loyalty that they mistakenly gave to this witch. Now somebody want to work on healing because they understand now that this other person could be their father or whatever. Said they don't want nothing to do with this person until they can get themselves right. Isn't that funny? You did all that lying only to have to clean it all up. They thought that they was playing all these games, all these magic tricks, only for them to have to walk it all back. Because that wheel of fortune is not turning in their favor no more. They sitting here looking like they stuck on Chuck, looking stupid, looking dazed and confused, wondering why they even had the nerve, the gall, and the audacity to say anything negative about you. A whole earth angel, somebody that was loyal. And what they didn't see, because this was like this, what they didn't see was everything that they was invested in that was a lie. God was sitting here watching them the entire time. They feel dumb. I'm telling you, somebody feel smaller than a maggot. They feel like they have wasted their entire life or several years of their life or several months of their life or whatever. And now they had an opportunity to be with, whether this is like the father. I mean, I don't know, but somebody don't want to be around them right now, especially if they left the mother out in the cold by themselves to have to fend for themselves. It could have been a situation of, maybe one person was working out the country and the other person wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody spent 20, 30 years out the country working, and then they came back and they like, da 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 da. I don't know. But it's like apparently somebody was trying to make a good impression, or they felt like, oh, good, I just need to get her out the picture. That way I can make myself look like, I was the good kid and this and that and the other. And I had to go to, this and we used to have to eat roaches for dinner and shit. Well, none of that shit was true. See, it's like somebody failed to realize that regardless of what somebody else was talking about, it was still your mother. It was still your mother, regardless of what somebody else was saying. The only thing that they know is that you was allowing them to talk about your mama when you should have said right across the lips. Somebody know everything. They feel like they got a good picture of what's going on, and like I said, they made a whole judgment call about this group, and they determined to change this. They used to think highly of this group. They used to think, oh, okay, these some nice people. They don't think that now. They don't think that now. They think they're toxic. What's the message? What else? Yep, I always say, hey, well, you know what? And when people come to me and they try and say all this negative shit and and blah blah blah, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to hear all that. I really don't. I don't really want to hear none of that shit. Because you know what? If somebody ain't in the room or right there to defend themselves, I don't want to hear it. Me personally. Somebody's had an eye-opening experience. They're seeing things totally differently now. Hey, Michelle, how are you, sweetie? Totally differently. And I feel like this emperor told somebody that they're gonna be traveling to see you, and that's when shit really got like, what? Oh no, if you travel to go see the Empress is gonna tell you the truth about what is going on, and then you're really gonna know I'm a liar. Can't make this up. Somebody getting ready to speak the truth, and somebody's really gonna be seen as a liar. Oh well, it is what it is. You should have been more careful. You should have thought about what you were saying, especially if it was going to harm somebody else, especially if that was the one person who didn't know what everybody was saying about them. Don't you think that's kind of wrong? I do. Don't you think that's devilish? I do. Because how would you feel if you was the one that everybody was talking about and you the only one that didn't know what they were saying? Somebody sees you as everything that they could ever possibly need or want. They see you as that perfect mate. Chef's kiss. That's like I said, everything that this group was talking about, they feel like it's the exact opposite. They ain't listen to nothing that those people are saying no more. They're like, yeah, okay, whatever. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of liars. They see everything clearly now. Like I said, they was confused before, but they made that judgment call now. They're not confused anymore. What you say, put on some 5% tinted glasses. What you say, always question motive and intention. Unfortunately, we have to. This is indeed part of discernment. Exactly, Kid Sun Warrior. Exactly. Hey, Travion, how are you, sweetie? Exactly. Yep. Thank you, Spirit. But you know what? I don't think that you mind being by yourself, because you feel confident within your heart that you are going to get that 10th pentacle. You know, even if somebody was trying to stop you, they can't stop God. They can't stop God. They can't lie to God. They can't lie on God. Somebody wants to come to you, confirmation. They want to come to you because not only are you a warrior, but they see that you handle pressure well, that you don't break under pressure, that you handled a lot of responsibility. And that's more than what these people can say. All of them. You handled more responsibility than all of them put together. So it's like, yeah. You was just doing whatever it is that you needed to do. Yep. And you was determined. You was like, okay, I'm a find my true love. I'm gonna find my soul tribe. I'm gonna find who appreciates me. No problem. You took your heart and you left. And you will have your wish fulfillment. Because this is 9 cups when you add them up. The 8 plus the 1, that's 9. Hey, Queen Classic. How are you, sweetie? Now this child wants to come see you too. The same child that wanted to leave you out in the cold and break your heart, now this child wants to come see you, because now, like I said, they had an eye-opening experience. Now that everything is out in the open, now they want to be your family. They want to stop living in their ego and their pride. They want to stop being like some type of thug or bully or whatever. Like somebody was getting their rocks off trying to bully you. Now they want to ask forgiveness. They don't want you to have them on block. They want to go to calmer waters. And it's not because they all of a sudden want to raise you up and hold you in high esteem and regard and say, I was wrong. I love you. I love you. Ooh. One of them old time 1960, 1970 love songs. It ain't like that. It's because somebody else is holding their feet to the fire. That's all it is. It's because somebody else called them out on their bullshit. It's because this person is afraid to be completely alone and completely pushed out, completely left out in the cold, like they was willing to have you be. So it's not like they all of a sudden said, you know what? I sure do miss my mama. Let me go see her. No. It's because somebody else said, oh, I'm done with your lying ass. I see what you was doing. That shit ain't right. You got to be kidding me. I was believing your lying ass, but you know what? I started doing my own investigation, and you know what I found? That your ass is lying. They started looking. They started coming to their own conclusions. Yep. And that's why it's been a minute since you've even, and it's like you're not even a person that's going to reach out every day, every week, or not. It could go months before anybody hears from you. Hey, Queen Memoirs, how are you, sweetie? Yep. And one of them other people that started the lie, they upset too. Because that means that if the child comes back to you and try and make up, then you gonna be like, you know what? Tell you what, player. Tell you what. Yeah, we gonna get down. We gonna get down for this motherfucking crime. If you got this person, and this person, and this person in your life, you can hit the door, motherfucker. Goodbye. So they know if this child come back to you, their ass is out the fucking door. At that point, they got to choose. You either want to be with the right people, or you want to continue to be with the coven of liars. You choose. So whoever started this shit, everybody's getting fucked up except for collective. Somebody thought that they were so smart, so tough. Their ego was so big and so bad. Not anymore. You can barely hear him purring like a little kitten, little baby kitten. Because like I said, that ego is long gone. You like, what is that? Is that the ego over there? I could barely see. Hold on. I could barely see it. Ego was gone. Somebody got to work on themselves. They got to get some healthy work done. Healing. Somebody may need to go see a psychiatrist, psychologist, psychoanalyst. They may need some shock treatment. Where they do the lobotomies at? They may need something. Because whoever came up with this little goofy ass plan, they ought to be ashamed of themselves and they need to have some fucking shock therapy. What's the message, Spirit? What you say? Ego death's the final and hardest hit. Oh, yeah. Or bit. Yep. Hey, Angelique. How are you? Angelique Chronicles. How are you? You know? Yep. Somebody feel like a fool at this moment. They feel like a straight up fool because not only did the truth come out, the truth came out kicking ass and taking name, baby. They don't even know what their name is. They don't even know what their name is anymore because the truth came out was like, boom, kicking ass and taking name. That's why you was like, okay, well, hey, if that's what you want to do, all right, bye. See, somebody thought, this group thought that they was going to steal your gift. They was just going to take your gift. They had to give it right back. That's some fucked up shit right there. They thought they was going to take what was yours, only to find out they got to turn around and give it right back. Ma'am, we do apologize. Ma'am, can I shine your shoes for you, ma'am? Can I do this? Can I do? Yes, and I need to. I just so humbly apologize. I don't know what I was thinking. It wasn't all the way me. It was more her than me. But I'm just gonna apologize for my part. And she like, oh, you ain't blaming all this on me, motherfucker. I know the fuck you not. They feel stupid. What they thought they was gonna take, they gotta get this shit right on back. All them curse, all them spells they sent out to you, they're coming right back to them. All them lies, that shit is coming right back to them. And they covered. They fucked up when they was trying to take somebody that you love. Fucked up. Knowing that person was supposed to have been with you. They fucked up. Whoop that shit. Whoop that trick. Hook that trick. That's what the song I'm hearing from Hustle and Flow, baby. They didn't know that shit was getting ready to come right the fuck back around. Especially whenever you walked away from that child. When you walked away from that child, God called judgment and said, oh, the hell, motherfucking no. I know you fucking lying. They thought they could push the envelope with one more little lie. It was a white lie, too. It was a white lie about you and your spirituality. That's when all hell broke loose. That's when the devil said, I'm packing up my shit because I ain't standing y'all lying too damn much. Hell no. God's going to put his foot in my ass for y'all lies. I'm getting my shit. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. God said, I know you fucking lying. What's the message? What is the message? See, somebody thought that they was holding it, like they could hold it all together. They thought that, you just be cool. Just be cool. I got this. We're just going to hold it all together. And we're just going to hold it all together. But everything that they had invested in, kablam. Everybody know about all that shit. Everybody. When I say everybody, I mean E', ERBODY. Everybody. Who getting their wish fulfillment? You are. Who getting an apology? You. Who getting all the burdens and shit back? They are. For what? For that coming up with that stupid ass motherfucking plan, thinking that it was going to do something. What did it do? Get them depressed. Get the devil to tell them you ain't coming down here with that bullshit. Because they came up with these. They thinking they were so magical until judgment was called on their ass. Why? Because somebody found out the truth and fucked them all up and found out what somebody was trying to do and why they was trying to do it. Like they was lying on God. Oh, you shame. They lied and God said, oh, hell no. That's why all of them's in spiritual jail. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. What's the message? What is the message? Don't do stupid shit thinking that you're going to get away with it. Now, you got to be stupid thinking that you're going to get away with some stupid ass shit. And somebody's here to... So I'm telling you, this emperor is knocking all that bullshit down. Said, oh, fuck no. Not on his watch. As long as that emperor can remember, you've been always truthful. You was loyal. You was dedicated. You did what you had to do. You did it the right way. You wasn't trying to cheat. And you sure the fuck wasn't kitty, ah, yeah. Kitty, ah, yeah. No, you wasn't doing all that shit. You wasn't Lady Marmalade walking up and down the street. Hey, yo, you want to give it a go? No, you wasn't doing all that shit. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else? What's the message? Anything else? Somebody feels stupid, as they should. Yeah. This one, especially this one. This was the one who started it. This is the reason they came up with the area code 304. This one. This is Lady Marmalade. This the one who was selling her ass in the street, talking about you. I don't think so. Now, Lady Marmalade sitting there trying to think about what she invested in and what she got out of it. Nothing but a wet ass. A wet ass and a bad name. That was it. That was it. Didn't even get any really good money. Just a wet ass and a bad name. That was it. What's the message? They did all that planning only for God to come in and foil the plan. Don't go to it. Oh, well. And they was thinking that you was going to be heartbroken. No, they was confused with that shit. They ain't heartbroken. Not you. You getting everything that God promised you because God keeps promises. Trust and believe. God keeps all promises. If God said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to give you this, chill, lay back, relax, because God's going to give it to you. It's not for you to worry about when, where, how, and why, and everything. God said, I'm going to do it. You can trust and believe He's going to do it. With God, you in good company. Always. Always, always. You know? Just have some faith. Just a little bit of faith. Faith of a mustard seed. That's all you really need. Just the faith of a mustard seed. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? See, they're new to the game, but you are true to the game. There's a big difference there. There's a big difference there. What's the message? Yep. Game over. You're going to still get everything that you wanted and then some. Somebody wants to love on you. They sure do. They feel like you deserve that. Hey, don't seek revenge. Let God do it. Go on about your business. Do whatever you got to do. Do whatever you got to do. You know, God said, no. God said, get back here. I got this. I got this. God said, in fact, hold my beer. I got this. What's the message, Spirit? Let them watch you be great. That old hating ass family. See that it's because you exude that sun energy. That's what it is. And all they got is that trickster energy. That's all that is. But you can understand it's a brand new positive day, baby. Yes, it is. I'm telling you, they stole from you only to have to turn around and give it all back. Ain't that funny? It's a new moon. Maybe this is going to happen around the new moon. Because you know what? You are a sweetheart. And trust and believe, Spirit sees everything. Everything. You could be an air sign. You could have been somebody's parent. Spirit sees everything. And they thought that you was going to play the fool. The creator of this bullshit, oh, they really getting it. Whoever created that shit, oh, wait. They may as well go ahead and drop their pants right now and bend it on over because Spirit's going to kick all up in their ass. Hey, Tiffany, how are you, sweetie? I'm telling you, you are a seer. You saw it all. You know, these people are feeling cold chills now because they know their ass whooping is coming. 4444, that's your angelic message. That's and plus, this could have been something that was on your vision board. Lying ass family or friends. They lied on you. But you always believed in God, so you wasn't worrying about them and their bullshit. You know, you was not worried about them and they bullshit. Let them worry about that. What else, Spirit? See, they had this insatiable desire to cause havoc in your life. But that's what is going to happen to them. Yeah. See, and it was good enough for you, so it's got to be good enough for them. Got to be. And all they was trying to hit you with was negative energy. Now somebody trying to hide because the block is hot. Don't hide now, motherfucker. They know that this big change is coming up. 555. And they had to be careful for what they wish for. Because it's coming, but not in the way that they thought. They thought that you was going to be left out in the cold. No. You might be cold from them. There might be them cold chills that they felt. But that don't mean that you're going to be left out in the cold by yourself, feeling lonely and upset and angry and depressed and none of that bullshit. That means that's them. Yeah, because you already know that the person for you does not have bad karma. Yeah, this could be somebody who owns a business, or you could be a business owner. Yeah, yes, indeed. See, somebody needs balance. And I'm telling you, whether it's the spiritual police or the physical police, the police have been called. They have been sent out. And you knew it wasn't what you wanted to do. Whenever you left, it was what you had to do. Because they was acting crazy. It could have been a jealous sibling that was involved too. Yep. Oh, crazy motherfuckers. And that's what the PH, because today's Sunday. So it's a PHUCKER. We spell it like that on Sundays. All right, let's go ahead and swing this pendulum. All right, think about your question. And let's get this answer, okay? All right, Spirit. So which way is the pendulum going to swing? It looks like it's a yes. The answer is a yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate all the comments. And I want you to all to have a wonderful evening. Have a blessed Sunday evening, or whenever you happen to see this. Let's have a wonderful, peaceful, prayerful night. And let's go ahead and pray wonderful things for everyone in the collective, okay? That God bless us all right? I love you all, and I will see y'all in the morning. Good night.